We always say wrestling's the upset sport of the world. I think all combat sports, they're just dangerous, right? Just look at the Final Four basketball. There's upsets there too. I think any sport at a very high level, there are a lot of upsets. And if you don't see a lot of upsets, it's probably because it's a lower level competition where just a few of the people are just beating up on everybody, right? But the most important thing, I think, is we want to alleviate the chances of having upsets happen to us. And this almost always comes down to mental game, not really a technical thing, right? So we say it works both ways. Anybody can beat anybody on any given day when we're comparing apples to apples. So, a JV wrestler is not going to beat my son ever in a high school varsity match. It's just not going to happen. It just won't. But will a state medalist who my son has beaten 3 times that year and 10 times over his career by 4 to 10 points, could that guy beat my son? Yeah, he could. And it's usually a mental thing. It might be technical too, right? Technical adjustments. But, wrestling is a sport where a lot of upsets can happen. And nowadays it's even tougher. It kind of sucks because all of your matches are out there online and people can study you and they can game plan, I actually wish I was a wrestler now, because just the fact that you can sit down and open up your laptop and turn on YouTube, you can watch hundreds and hundreds of Iranian wrestling matches. They're among the best on planet Earth. And you watch the Russians, right? And the former Soviets. And then you get to watch the interviews of the famous wrestlers. And they're giving their secrets away. And in jiu-jitsu, they are too. And I always make this joke at camp and to our academy kids. I'm like, you might see a quote, crazy wrestling mom run on the mat and pull someone off of their son, and that gets 30 million views, or some dude craps his pants in a wrestling singer. Oh, everybody's watching that. I'm like, you guys won't even watch Cale Sanderson. He's just won his 11th NCAA title as a coach out of the past 13 years. You don't have time for that. But you'll watch the videos of the kid crapping himself on a wrestling match, or the crazy wrestling mom, quote, pulling the little boy off of her son who's pinning him. It's like, because I know I would be watching. I could have been so much better. These guys and girls nowadays, man, they got it made. What you can learn, I probably would have flunked out of school. I probably would have went to class. I would have just studied. So, but that can work against you too, right? So, all of your matches are online, and that hurts the college guys too. So, you're trying to get recruited to college. You better make sure you win the match the right way, and you better make sure you lose the match the right way. So keep your losses close. Don't fall apart. Don't sit on your leads. If you have a decent lead and there's 3 minutes left in the match, you better be going for the knockout. All of these things we've talked about, right, are important from a college recruiting standpoint as well. But, just in a nutshell, if you have a strong mental game and you have a rough, loose game plan going into the match, and you allow yourself to wrestle smart and patient, and you realize that the points may not come easy this time like they did last time, and you don't overreact emotionally, right? Hey, maybe my opponent did a good job. That's okay. Now what? How can I win this match? It's not as easy as last time. I'm okay with that. Make adjustments. What can I do next? So, a lot of it is just keeping an emotionally calm mindset, just like they teach in the Navy SEALs training and so forth. ER nurses and doctors, they teach it in, the firefighters. I think you just can't, the upsets will not happen to you very often at all if you understand, but I can upset YouTube just by some tactical adjustments in wrestling. And so, you know, if I just don't get turned this time, that's 3 points. And if I can take you down first instead of you taking me down first, that's a 4-point swing. That's a 7-point reversal there now, right? So sometimes just making a decision, I am not getting turned. You'll have to rip my arms off before I go. I'm not getting turned this time. It won't happen. And I did some technical things too in the wrestling room to get better on bottom so I don't get turned. But you know, just some strong, firm decisions can play a part too. You know, so wrestling being a sport where there's a lot of upsets, that can kind of be a good thing too. It can also be a bad thing. It depends on if you're on the receiving end of that. But you know, it's kind of a cool sport in that way, but yet it can be a little bit scary. But we can alleviate a lot of that just through good common sense tactics and things that we've already talked about in the book. Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably so.